Okay, but let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. So we're gonna take a nice comfortable seat for some prenatal yoga, and I teach this at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, and it's just right on my website, Sarah. It's sarahroseriley.org. But we're gonna come to our seat. We're gonna bring our palms right here to rest. So our palms are up, and we're gonna go ahead and close those eyes. So make sure you guys can see me really good. Right, and just start to arrive here in your seat. Just let go of your day and whatever it is that it took for you to get here today. I'm going to do some nice breath here as you inhale, breathing all the way down into the belly, allowing the pelvic floor to relax. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift up. You're going to feel that lift of the pelvic floor, lift in. Even the inner thighs tone, the navel towards the spine. The sternum will lift as you sit up a little taller. And then on your next inhale, softening even the shoulders as you feel your rib cage and your belly expand with breath. And exhale as you zip everything in and up. And you can breathe faster than my cue if my cue is a little slower, so no worries there. And we'll do this. We're going to bring your right hand close to your belly area and left hand to your heart. Just feeling both hands lift and rise on the inhale. And the exhale, that soft hug to the self on the exhale. Setting your intention tonight. It's a very simple one. It's to be and to breathe. And we're going to start to turn those palms down onto the knees. And any way that you have your legs crossed, if you have a favorite leg that you like to use, you're going to bring the opposite leg in front for a moment here. And it's just a slight bow forward. And just knowing that that belly is starting to get a little fuller, we don't want to bow too far. And then we're making a few circles here, just warming up the hips. Warming up the hips, warming up the shoulders. And then switch that leading direction. If you went out to the right, go out to the left. I had a few people that I wanted to get in tonight, and I don't know that everyone was able to get on the Zoom tonight. So here we have a little chance. Good, and whatever you do, we're just gonna come right to your tabletop. Good. And your tabletop, if you want to, you can see I have 2 mats here. If you want a little extra cushion underneath your knees, you can double up your mat. I'm going to come to the top part of my mat here. Wrists and shoulders line up. Of course, if those wrists are not feeling so great with all that weight, you can always bring your hands slightly forward in space. And so just know that you can do that. Then inhale, lift up and lengthen through the crown of the head, the tail, and on the exhale, and around through the spine. And inhale, lift and lengthen. Look up. I'm just going to move this back a little bit more so there's more visual for everyone. Oh, so you can see the dual recording there. It's like high tech here. You know, I appreciate you guys hanging in there as we got everyone in. It's so nice. Good. Yeah, and then as you move through this, we're going to find a child's pose, and knowing that sometimes that pose of a child might feel really good, and sometimes it might start to feel a little claustrophobic. So those big toes touch, those knees go wide. Make plenty of room for yourself, and you may even want to bring one hand on top of the other. And I'm just going to grab, if you have a bolster at home or like a big cushion on the couch, you can always use one of these. Okay, so this will kind of lift you up a little bit. You can kind of be in it. It's almost like restorative yoga, right? So you can still be in it and find your version of your hug of the pillow as you release and relax. And sometimes it's just that tip of the head there is all you need. So just a few more breaths here. Full breath in. All we're really concentrating on is that fuller breath. Finding that spaciousness between the inhales and the exhales. And we're going to come on up. I'm going to bring your bolster to the side if you choose to use one. And then the hands will come forward once more. Come to the top of your mat. Bring those knees back just a little. Tuck the toes under, tone the belly a lot. And we're going to go right into a quick down dog. And we won't hold these for a terribly long time in our prenatal class. And you may need to bring the feet slightly wider from right to left, right? So if your stance is really narrow, you might just need to bring those feet just slightly wider. So being and breathing. And if you need a mantra, you can inhale and say, I, and the exhale, am. And we'll start to move here. Inhale, lift those heels up. And on your exhale, I'm going to lower your knees all the way down to the mat. Inhale, crown of head, tailbone lifts. You can micro bend through the elbows. On the exhale, I'm going to round through the spine, just like a kitty cat tilt as you round through. And you're going to keep those knees kind of wide. You don't have to go all the way into your pose of a child. It's kind of like a puppy. Good, and then downward facing dog. We'll kind of blend this all together here as you inhale, lift those heels up nice and high. And then on the exhale, lower those knees down. Inhale, crown of head, tailbone lift. So this is gearing it for prenatal yoga. And we brought in 2 devices going on because I just wanted to bring in a few people because I don't know if they got the info on it. Child's pose on the exhale. Inhale to tabletop, but anyone can do this. Anyone can do this yoga. We're just taking out some twists and some other shapes to make it more prenatal friendly. Inhale, lift those heels high. Exhale, lower the knees down. Right, so we're not going to go all out core tonight, not all out core shred. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, round. We're softening, we're breathing. Be and breathe. Right, getting a few moments to be in your body. And come back up to table. And there's no right or wrong in this flow. If you're in your down dog, when I cue you in tabletop, I'm going to do one more round at your pace as you inhale, lift those heels high. And lower the knees down. And inhale, lift and lengthen. You don't have to bend the elbows. Round through the spine, quick child's pose. Nice inhale to tabletop. Good. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And in this down dog, you're going to keep your knees kind of bent and then walk your feet nice and wide about mid-mat or so. Keep those knees bent and walk the hands towards the feet. You bring your hands to the top of your thighs and then slowly come on up to stand. Good. Nice. Hands will come to your belly. You're going to bring those feet out slightly wider than your hips, if you will, and then find a gentle bend in the knees. I'm going to move the hips out to the right, to the left, and make some hip circles. You can close your eyes. You can even play your own version of your playlist as you move through these motions and these shapes tonight. And then we'll change that leading direction. If you want right first, we're going to go left or vice versa. Just letting this be nice and soft and full. And you can start to make that circle smaller and smaller now. Nice. And you come all the way back to center. Good. And bring those arms by the side. Nice job. We're going to step to the top of your mat. I'm going to grab my blocks, and you may or may not have blocks at home, and that's okay. You don't have to use them. We won't use them a lot, but if you do have them, sometimes it's nice to have. Okay. Inhale, sweep those arms up, big stretch, reach up. On your exhale, fold forward. Okay. So if you are further along, bring those feet nice and wide. Inhale, lengthen. Good. My hands are on the blocks. They don't have to be. They could be on your shins. And then exhale, I'm going to come down. I'm going to bring the hands down, step both feet right down to your table. Good. Inhale, crown of head, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round through the spine for your child's pose. And this is our little flow here. And inhale, come back up to your tabletop. And if you'd like, you can use your blocks. Right foot will step out to the outside of your right hand or your block. Good. Yeah, making lots of room for baby. I keep my back toe tucked, but you can bring the toes flat. I just do that because I'm a little bit more bendy, right? So I need that muscular energy, the toes tucked under to inhale and sweep those arms up. So I'm staying in the shape, right? And not just collapsing into the stretch. And just enough, hug that baby in close to you as you inhale, reach up. Good. On the exhale, the hands come down. Nice. We're gonna bring the right knee down. Good, and just take your time. And then the left foot goes towards the left hand, right? And if you don't have blocks, you're up here on tented fingers. And that is A-okay. You can also use your bolster here too. Good. Back toes tucked or untucked, right? If you're really on the top of the kneecap, you can bring your leg farther back, squeeze the inner thighs, and at your pace. And when you are ready, inhale, sweep up, reach up for Anjaneyasana. Full breath in, full breath out. So staying with that soft inhale as you relax in and let go. That exhale, using everything in and up. Pelvic floor left, and bring the hands down, good. And then right from here, the left foot will still stay here. And I'm gonna slowly step your right foot to go wide. You're gonna come into a version of your squat here. Right? So we're mid squat almost, with the feet wide on the edges of your mat. You're gonna inhale, sweep those arms up, big stretch. And then your exhale, I'm gonna start to come right into your malasana. I'm just making room here because I'm a little close to my blocks, but you can use your blocks. Good. Exhale, fold forward. The hands can come down. Inhale with the knees still bent and the core nice and strong as you hug that baby in, the belly in. Sweep up. And then exhale, arrive in your malasana squat. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Hands find the blocks or the top of the thighs, slowly come up. You inhale, you rise, reach the arms high. Good. And then arrive. So if you're having any blood pressure issues, right, and this starts to make you feel kind of winded, because it's a huge movement, just know that could be happening as we move all the way up and all the way down. You can just stay in the squat. And you are gonna hold it soon, I promise. Hands come down to the blocks or to the top of the thighs. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up, sweep up. And exhale as you arrive in. Nice job. All right, so this we're gonna hold for a few breaths. Yeah. So good. The right hands can come down, the right hand can come down, the left arm can go up. And then the left hand come down. I just recommend that if you are further along in your second or third trimester, that you try not to bind. Not to bind the arms, and then hands come to the heart, just so you have all of the blood flow going to the vena cava and everything flowing to where it needs to. Hands come down. I'm going to slowly come up now. Hands can catch the top of the thighs. Take your time to get there and shake it out. Nice. All right. So to bring those blocks to the side, we're going to go wide. Actually, you can bring one out in front. You're going to go wide on your mat and bring the feet out. Good. Inhale, lift up through the heart, hands to the top of the thighs. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Hands come all the way down. Good. You can bring your hands to your block if you need to. And the knees can be as bent or as straight as they need to as you fold in half. Big stretch here. Inhaling I and exhale am. That helps. You can use the other mantra, which is inhale love, exhale peace. And slowly start to bring the hands out. Toes will go out. Hands catch the top of the thighs and come on up. We're going to arrive in a goddess pose. In your goddess, the knees will bend, the toes will go out. We're going to tuck your sit bones under. Bring the arms out so the elbows will be in line with the shoulders. You're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. Yeah, really opening up the hips. Draw the knees towards the second toe in from the big toe as you come a little bit deeper into your squat and your hips. Good, enjoy one more. Full breath in and beautiful breath out. Hands catch the top of the thighs and then slowly straighten the legs. Nice. You're gonna kick your right heel, so your pinky toe edge of your right foot is in line with the back of your mat here. And then the left toes will go forward in space. So go directly forward, stretch those arms out from the shoulders, bend into your left knee, right into a strong warrior two. Good soft gaze over the left hand. Inhale, flip the left palm, reach up and back, reach up. Good, and then on your exhale, we're gonna bring your left forearm down to your thigh, bring the right arm up and overhead for a beautiful stretch from the fingertips of the top hands to the pinky toe edge of the outer foot back here, yeah. Nice. And then reach the top arm high. Inhale, come all the way up. Straighten your left leg. Hands catch the waist. Dial the left toes in. The pinky toe edge of the left foot will be parallel with the left side of your mat, and the right toes will go directly out in front. So they just face out forward. Stretch those arms out once more. Warrior two, other side. Deep bend into the right leg. Really stretching through limb to limb, right? Fingertip to fingertip. Take up some space here. And it's just enough. Your left hip might want to follow the right. Just bring your left hip back just a tad, especially if you're right-handed. Sometimes that right hand wants to lead the way. Okay, and you're going to flip your right palm and reach up and back. That nice length through the side body. So it's more of a lengthening than a crunch for sure. Right? So you're lifting up. Good, supporting that baby as you hug the ribs in. And I apologize, I think I put in this yoga, not prenatal yoga. So this is really for everyone. Just no twist tonight. You're gonna bring your right forearm down, extended side angle, left arm lifts up and overhead. Taking even more space, right? So lots of leg through the fingertips of the left hand right here through the outer edge of the left foot. Full breath in. Full breath out. The booty muscle is strong, especially the right booty muscle. Rocks underneath. Strengthening and lengthening the back plane of the body to support you as you walk through your whole entire day. Good, inhale, I'm gonna reach that left arm up and come on up. I know, it's a long hold. Hands catch your waist, dial the toes in, so good. Nice. So we're gonna take one more forward fold. Inhale, lift up. We're gonna add on to this one. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the hands down. All right, so you may wanna use your block here to bring the earth closer to you. Right hand will come, actually I'll do the opposite. So right hand will come right underneath your face, so the middle finger will line up with your nose, and the opposite hand comes on top. So this is a twist you can do. This is one you are allowed to do, right? There you go. Yeah. No matter what trimester you're at, this is it. This is so good for those shoulders. That's it. Lift the top arm up perhaps a little higher. Notice that the right hip followed, and bring those hips to be level towards the earth once more. Good. The hand will come down. We're going to replace it. We'll do the other side. So opposite hand. And then lift it up. Reach up. Stretching out both shoulders. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. Love. Extending through the crown of the head, the tailbone. Exhale. Peace. Spending a little time to yourself to slow down and unwind. Bring the left arm all the way down, and if you used a tool and you need to bring that closer to the top of the mat, go ahead and do that. We're going to toe heel those feet a little closer so it's easier to rise. Bend into the knees, hands to the top of the thighs. Knees are bent, and slowly come on up. Each time we're going to shake it out a little. Woo! All right, so dancer's pose. Dancer's pose, you do this at the wall. I'm not sure in every screen that's open if you guys can see me use the wall, but you can pretend that this is a wall right here. So it would be left hand to the wall, bend the right knee and find the foot. Now hug that knee close to you and kick the right foot back. And if you're near the wall and you're using the wall, you can always play with gravity and just bring the hand slightly away from it. Especially if you're like, my balance is so off now. It's okay. Your everyday is changing drastically. Inhale and come on up. Right hand comes up. So this is my air wall that I'm using, but feel free to use a wall or a door, something that won't move, right? Bend the left knee. Hold the core nice and strong. Press the foot back. Good. So keep that breath nice and full and slow. Good, and then inhale and come all the way up. We're gonna do it just one more time as you lift up. You guys can see me. No, some of you can't. I'm doing a little dance. Bend the right knee. You got it. And go right into your pose. So in the second set, maybe you moved a little closer away from the wall and you can start to get a deeper stretch. If you're with a partner or a friend, you can have palm to palm and use each other. Inhale, come on up. Right arm goes high. Good. Keep that breath nice and full. So our collective intention tonight was to be and breathe. And I love the simplicity. There's like so many times that you can make these big plans. Let's just be and breathe. Nothing wrong with big plans. Inhale, come all the way up. It's your inherent right to have those. Hands to the heart. Take a moment to close the eyes and be and breathe. Perhaps opening the mouth as you sigh it out. Take a nice full breath in through the nostrils. Softening and letting go. The exhale, you zip up from the pelvic floor all the way up. The baby hugs in closer to the top of the head, and then you inhale again. Exhale, bring those arms by the side. Nice. We're going to come down to a seat. And I think we have one more. I'm going to use this because this might be what you have. I do have yoga straps somewhere, but we're going to do some stretches, right? Oh, and I also have my shirt, right? So you might not have a yoga strap, but you might have one of these near you. Right? Okay. So we're going to come to the top of your mat and then bring your legs out as wide as your mat here. Yeah. Here you go. And then depending on how far along you are and how comfortable you need, you can go a little shorter or a little wider for this next one. All right. And then you can use your towel or your shirt. I'm going to use the shirt because that's probably more likely what we have at home right now. Yeah, and then we'll inhale, lift up. This is your new yoga strap, and then exhale, fold. Right. So if you are you're kind of missing your strengthening with your biceps, you're gonna imagine that you're doing your strengthening here, which you can keep doing, by the way. Keep lifting weights. It's okay. Just had a lovely soul connect with me today, and then one last month connected with me about inversions, and I thought it was so sweet. I guess you can keep doing everything you want to do, but going upside down while you're pregnant, it's just because it's the muscular energy in the core. We're gonna bring, actually I'll do the opposite. We're gonna bring your left foot in, and you can bring your foot as wide as the front corner of your mat. This is gonna give you more spaciousness. And I know it's hard to give up inversions because I love them. But that's why. So it's a lot of the muscular energy and again our balance as you get farther along. And it can confuse the baby of which end is up, right? So we're just gonna hold on to your left leg and your strap with this hand and still use your strength of your bicep here. I'm gonna inhale and reach up through the right arm. And it's a little bit, you see how I twisted there? Right, so you're gonna twist towards the opposite side of the room and then bow a little bit, hinge at the waist. And that's as far as you need to go. And yeah, so it's similar to that nice warrior variation that you took, that radiant warrior. So just stretching through the whole side of the body. And it's never a crunch, right? It's always a reach. So good. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And all this beautiful space and length. It was really nice. I'm going to lift up. All right. And you're just going to go right to the other side. I'm going to bring the leg out. Opposite foot comes in. I also call this easy tree. So reclining tree is one of the most challenging poses in yoga. You know it is. All right. So find your strap. The wider you bring this right leg at the front, the more broad your pelvis can become. So it may feel really good. I'm going to reach up the opposite arm. And then that's that little turn, right? That little turn out to the side as you just saw. So instead of facing directly the heart forward, I'm going to face slightly out to the opposite side, away from the leg that's extended. And then fold. Lots of leg. Lots of legs. So reach. That beautiful bicep strength is turned on here. And the right arm, full breath in. Full breath out. One more like that. And inhale, come all the way up. And bring your strap to the side here. You don't need it for a moment. And then come into cobbler's pose. And here, you might have enough room here for a whole yoga block, or you can bring those heels slightly in. If you are having a lot of discomfort in your sit bones, in the bones of the butt, we do recommend that you use a yoga blanket or you generously fold your mat. Same with hips. If hips are really tight, tilt the pelvis slightly forward. I'm going to inhale and lift up and then fold forward. Your fold might be right here. You could come a little farther in. You just want to feel comfortable. And just a few breaths here. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more like that. And inhale, come all the way up. Nice. Go ahead and extend those legs out. Take a moment here to point and flex the toes. This next one is called a single pigeon. A single pigeon. I will give you another variation if the single pigeon does not work for you, especially if you have any sciatic stuff going on where a single pigeon would be too pinchy. You could use your yoga blocks. You might have those nearby. You might have your bolster. We're going to go right into a down dog. And it could be a shorter down dog. Lift the right leg up. And you're just going to slide the right knee closely towards your front right wrist. And bring your left leg back behind you. I'm going to face you for this one. So it looks like this. Need the knees out to the side. You can do this from your tabletop as well. You don't have to go into down dog. And then you can use your tools. So you can use a yoga block for your forehead. You can have that big bolster under. You're like, that doesn't feel good in my low back. And it's like pinching stuff going on in your sacrum and your low back. We have another variation for you here. And we're going to do a version of a mermaid pose. And the legs will go out to the side. We're going to bring your right hand down and go ahead and lift the left arm up. Your mermaid. And then if it feels nice, the hand can come right at the occiput of the head and you can press the head back. So that would be a nice variation. And if that does not feel good for you either, because it could be that sciatic nerve, you can do that same pose we did before with your strap, but just that slight fold in. And of course, making plenty of room plenty of room here for your baby in your belly. All right, so whatever you chose, just a few more breaths here. I'm gonna come into the single pigeon variation with my other friends. And it's just a few breaths here. You got it. Inhale, love. Exhale, peace. And if you are in your single pigeon on your belly, we're going to slowly make your way up. You can go into down dog or just stay right at your tabletop. If you're in your mermaid, you went one way, we're just going to go side saddle the other. So this time it'd be the left hand down, the right arm would come up. Or the left knee comes forward in your single pigeon. Any variation that's going to feel good to you in your hips, support you. So you can let go a little bit more as you work these really full rounded breaths here. You need to cream that. The tools that you have, like your blocks and your bolsters, and if you don't have a bolster at home and you're thinking, you know what, I kind of like using one, you don't have to buy one. I have a very strange, I need to call it that. Isn't that great? I'm really selling it. But it's my least viewed video, and I teach you how to make a yoga bolster out of stuff you have at home. And you can be creative with it too, but basically you can just take a bunch of blankets and then you wrap the thickest blanket around it. And then you can use either an old belt that you don't use or that shirt, like how we used a shirt, like a shirt, and then tie that around it. And then you have your restorative yoga cushion if you don't have one that you can just grab off the couch or the bed. And then slowly come up. I just think it's kind of nice to reuse this. And then you can just store them in the closet and save those blankets for when you need them. You're gonna slowly make your way up. We're gonna all make our way into tabletop. I know I'm gonna get you ready for Shavasana. All right. And one more child's pose. Those knees go wide, the big toes touch. Nice counter. Reach the arms forward. 3 beautiful big breaths here. Deep breath in. And let it go. And again, full breath in. And let it go. And one more like that. And come on up. And you're gonna make your way I'm talking mostly to mamas here, even though I know if you have your bolster, you can make a little heart bench for yourself, either with your blocks or with a bolster. So you can be in a slight recline as long as you're more upright than reclining. Or you would just recline on your left side. You can bring a block perhaps underneath you. So you just want to be nice and comfortable as you get into your Shavasana. And I'll stay with you throughout Shavasana. I'll take you out of it, by the way. So you can have your time to relax and get whatever it is that will make you comfortable. If it's putting your sweatshirt back on, socks on your feet, dimming the lights a little. Whatever's going to help you to really let go. All right. So I'm going to just slowly start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And just very slowly start to bring yourself back. To wiggle your fingers and your toes. And take a moment here to recline on your left side if you aren't already there. And find gratitude for showing up for yourself. And slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. You bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly, to your baby's home, for those of you that are expecting. Bring the hands through the heart. Namaste. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you guys for coming in. I think Jamie got any hope for a little while, So I appreciate you guys being patient with the two technologies up and running. But Prenatal Yoga is on my website, and that's sarahroseriley.org. But if you know of anyone who's looking for a safe way to do prenatal, because maybe their doctor doesn't want them to go into a yoga studio, just let them know that this is every Wednesday at 7. I moved it around just a little bit. But I think a lot of people really like the 7. So, all right. So have a great week. I'm gonna close out, but have a great sleep. I hope you feel better. And you can also follow my Instagram because I do put little tips up there every once in a while. And it's nice to see you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Hey there. Hi there, livers. Thanks for being patient so I could get everyone on. I'll see you soon. Oh, here we go. There we go.